What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Heyman. We back with another video, man. Today's video is gonna be another, trading related video. Today, I'm just gonna give y'all a trade recap of, a trade that I took today. Um, I didn't close green on that trade, but that trade did ended up playing out. So, what I'm gonna basically, try to explain in this video. This is for myself as well. This is like kind of my, journal, my trade journal, or whatever. What I'm gonna explain is where I went wrong in this trade type shit, and what I could have did better, because like I said, the trade, my analysis ended up playing out, just not in the time frame that I thought it was gonna play out. I didn't give myself that time for my trade to play out. I entered and re-entered the trade, a couple times, chasing my own trade when it worked out that first time. So I'm just gonna, show you guys, that trade. And basically explain where I could have, went wrong, and where I could have went, what I could have did better, where I went wrong, and what I could have did better to actually capitalize on, the trade. So if you guys like the video, I want you guys to leave a like. If you guys are, enjoying this new type of, content, this is just, some spur of the moment type of thing I'm doing. For real, just to kind of keep me consistent on, uploading videos and just in recording. This is something I do every day, so it just like it's kind of easy to like, make a video on it and things like that. And killing two birds with one stone. That's explaining. But without all that rambling, y'all know how this shit goes. Let's get into the video, man. Um, so cool. Today, I took a trade on IWM. IWM is really the only ticker I trade currently. Um, because I am in that still learning phase of trading and stuff like that, and this is one of that like easiest tickers to me to learn on and trade. Is pretty consistent. So I took a my trade analysis today was my same analysis, yesterday. I uploaded a video basically giving my analysis and what strategy I used to, execute the trade I took yesterday, and that trade ended up going 100% for me. So I, ended up using that same strategy today. Ended up using the same thing today. So I took a break of pre-market highs and lows. So if price was to break the high of pre-market, I was gonna take calls in that direction. If it was to break the low of pre-market, I was gonna take puts. So um just I mean, I guess I can, I'm not gonna retry it out. Never mind. But boom, this tan box right here, you see, this is all pre-market. This is all pre-market. So I'll go into a replay. Fuck it. Cool. Right here. So this is all pre-market right here. Everything here that you see is pre-market. All of this price action here is pre-market. So what I did, coming onto the charts, it wasn't a signal for me to take on any other time frames. So that's why I decided to take that break of pre-market highs and lows, because there was no other signal for me to take it on any other time frames. And I explained that in that last video. So if you guys want to actually use this strategy, you should watch the last video I posted. So cool. I just marked out the high of pre-market and the low of pre-market. The high of pre-market was this 3 bar right here, which was at 243.84. The low of pre-market here was 243. So when I'm looking at this, I'm like, okay, this is not a huge range for price to break through at all. It's not a huge range at all for price to break through. So I'm thinking, okay, cool. Like, I used that, strategy yesterday. Cool. We're gonna use it again today and see what happens. So price, before I play this out, price did end up breaking pre-market. It broke pre-market highs and lows. And in the moment, it broke pre-market lows first. And I, took a trade initially around that time around, I think like 9:45 or whatever when it did happen. And it ended up faking out that direction. So I'm like, okay, cool. Like I waited to see confirmation. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, cool. I let the trade play out for a little bit. And price was just chopping up within this pre-market high and low range for most of the day. At least for the first 3 hours of the day. For the first 3 hours of the day, price was literally chopping up in this pre-market high and low range. And as time moved on, I started to notice that, and I'm just like, okay, uh, because price ended up breaking the pre-market high, and I ended up taking that trade because I was like, okay, cool, it ain't break. You know what I'm saying? So this actually has to be the direction it's going. No, it wasn't. The price started breaking. Just chopping up in this range. I'm gonna play this out a little bit for you guys so you can see how that is. So pre-market highs and lows. Let's look. So look, right there, right there, right here, right here. So this is a candle I got in on, and it's not finished playing out. So this candle is gonna change throughout this play. But this is a candle I got in on. I was like, okay, cool. It broke pre-market, lows, and I was in green a little bit. But price this line here was last Monday's lows, and this level was a level that price bounced from yesterday. This trade ended up kind of playing out similar to how yesterday's, not my specific trade, but the bounce that I explained and the time frame that it happened around. Like this, it's fucking crazy. This reversal happened around 11:30, and I think this reversal off of this low right here, off of last Monday's lows, it happened around like 12 o'clock. Well, if I'm not mistaken, we'll see. But so boom, I'm like, okay, cool. I'm in profits a little bit. It broke it went through my entry. I mean, cool. So let's continue to see how this play out. Price pushed back up. So look at this. Price pushed back up. So this is what I'm seeing on, like, as I'm in the trade. Price pushed back up. So I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, so and that's what I was, and this is where I'm like, okay, cool. Price faked out that. So once I saw this, I closed out that entry for puts. I'm like, fuck no, like hell no, because price broke through this range. So I ended up going and taking this trade when it broke through pre-market highs. And quick subtle foreshadowing, pre-market highs, the break of pre-market highs was the direction that my trade ended up going. My analysis ended up going. Like I said, I just didn't allow myself the time to sit through what was going on, because once I started noticing, okay, price is just chopping, I was like, I'm cool on the day, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? So price, broke, and we have a huge bounce off of this level, which we see in literally yesterday. We saw a huge bounce off of this level and run up. Once this whole thing plays out, this looks exactly what happened. Exactly. And I'm looking at the charts and I'm seeing, like I said, this is hindsight. That's why I do this after the days, just so I can see. But this literally played out exactly how it played out yesterday off of the reversal. Like I said, I caught this trade yesterday. This whole trade down up until this reversal. I could have took this reversal too. I explained that in the video yesterday, but I took this initial trade and that was my trade of the day. That was my trade. Cool. But this same reversal happened today around the same fucking time. So when price faked out the direction, like I said, I closed this puts trade this contract, and I got in calls. But look what happened. Look at that. Look at that. Did y'all see that? Price went to the low of here, broke pre-market lows again. Broke pre-market lows again. Once I saw this, I'm like, bruh, this finna be a choppy fucking day. That's what I'm thinking, and that's why I'm like, okay, I'm cool. Price literally, we're literally inside of this price action, and we was inside, like I said, of this range for 3 hours of the day. So look, yeah, we're gonna continue to play it out. Broke again. Did y'all see that? It's kind of moving a little fast. I'm not pausing on time, but it literally broke fucking pre-market lows again. Created a failed two. Created a reversal. Created a reversal. So now I'm looking at this. I'm like, okay, we've wicked here 3 times, bro. We've wicked here 3 fucking times, bro. 3 times, bro. 3. So I'm just like, okay, this cannot be the direction. Once I saw that, so once I'm seeing this, I'm like, okay, Puts not working today. Puts not working today. So I stayed in my calls entry a little bit longer than I did my puts entry, but I still ended up getting out of that because of just literally price was chopping so fucking much. This is at 10:30. So an hour later, price is still in this range. It has yet to pick a direction. Look, reversal off, same shit. Reversal off of this level, off of this level. So this is what was telling me. Okay, bro, I'm gonna stay in this shit a little bit longer because obviously it's not breaking the pre-market lows for real, for real. It's not breaking it. So that's what made me stay in my calls entry a little bit longer. Then this wick here, this shit, that's on is like, bruh, what are we doing? What are we doing? So, like I said, the trade ended up playing out, but I wasn't patient enough to let my trade play out first of hand because I put up what I was willing to lose. So it wasn't like I was over leveraging or anything like that. I just didn't give myself the time to let the trade play out in my favor. That's all it was. So after this, we're just all of this right here is straight chop. Nothing is happening. This is straight chop for the first fucking 2 hours of the day. Straight chop. Straight chop. Now, here, at 12 o'clock, that's when volume started to pick up a little bit in the market. My bad, y'all. But at around 12 o'clock, that's when volume started to pick up in the market, right? And we ended up breaking pre-market highs again. At this point, I'm out of the trade. Like, I'm not in anything. I'm just I'm at work, so I'm just like, bro, fuck this shit, bro. Like, I'm cool on the day. Like, I'm going on to tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So at this point, around 12 o'clock, I'm not even in a trade. I'm just, because I had alerts set on my pre-market highs and lows, and the alerts coming to my phone, so I'm just watching the charts on my phone, just looking at what's fucking going on. And a part of me wanted to re-enter the trade, but I didn't because I'm just like, bro, I took, at this point, 3 trades. They didn't go my way because not that it didn't go my way in that time because price action, or whatever. So I'm just like, bro, I'm good, bro. Like I'm just done. If I take any more trades, I'll be over trading and chasing and shit like that. So I'm just like, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, it ended up picking my direction. Now, if I was to held the contract that I had around 10:30 and just like let it be like just let it like just set this shit and forget it and set my price targets, I would have been cool. Like my trade would have ended up back coming from the dead to ended up being in green type shit. So yeah, around 12 o'clock, that's when price started to pick up or volume started to pick up, and then we ended up picking the direction of the day, and we're gonna see how this played out. Break of pre-market highs and lows, y'all. But you see all that chop. It's a lot of chop. But we ended up breaking. Boom. Still a lot of choppiness. Like it's still a lot of indecision in the market around this time. And I think that's price started to sell off around this. I'm correct. Yeah. So that's the trade though. A break of pre-market highs. So this trade would have taken you from 243 to this second target I had to 248.50. So that you would have probably got, probably like 40%. You know what I'm saying? Cool base hit. Would have been 100, but you're green. Like the trade, it worked. The shit worked. You know what I'm saying? And the premise of me making this video is just like, Naheem, okay, cool. So the shit worked. You just didn't give yourself enough time. You was too attached to, the money or whatever the case may be. Because me personally, I still haven't. I'm trying to, go more towards just looking at the charts after I place my trade, but I still have a hard time doing that. But yeah, and even if I wouldn't to take the bounce off of this level, this would have probably gave you 100% here. This definitely would have gave you 100%. Even if it would have took the bounce off of this level. I just looked left. Okay, cool. I knew it was. I know it was a bounce, a reversal off of this same level here. You know what I'm saying? And I see it here. I see this is the reversal. But then we caught up in so much fucking chop. And then when when the volume started to pick up, then it, But even if you would have got the entry here, that's 100% there. So take the same, reversal off the same level. Price has memory, bro. I said this in the last video. Price has memory. Price literally bounced off the same level and went higher. And what Price did yesterday, bounced off the same level, went higher after the sell off. It wasn't no sell off, a lot of chop, but Price bounced off this level, went higher. So this is, for me, because I'm just like, damn, bro. Like, I was literally on lunch. Like, bro, I'm mad as fuck because if I would have just held my fucking trade, I would have been in green, bro. I'm literally on lunch saying, like, if I would have just held my shit, I would have been in green. But, it's all good, man. On to tomorrow. So, definitely will be a better day tomorrow because I know where I went wrong, and that's the premise of this video. I wanted to know where I went wrong in the trade, and I figured that out throughout the day. But it's good to just get it out and things like that. But yeah, man, if y'all like the video, leave a like on it. I'll see you guys in the next video, man.